Hey everybody, welcome to the Hack Share. On this episode, we have a very special guest. He is the founder of Mesén. He is creating smash hit records. He has a new single, Star Killer, which is to be released very soon. He has a new album, which is called Feels Good to Be a Weird Kid. You can download his music right now on Spotify, Apple Music, follow him on social media. He has two other albums, but I'm very, very excited to introduce Brandon Mesén. Brandon, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is truly a blessing, and I'm very thankful to be on the show.
Same here. So you have risen quite astronomically since you started music. How did you get into music in the first place?
That's a good question. So I would say ever since I grew up, basically, growing up in this little neighborhood, there wasn't really music around, and the only thing that I ever heard when I walked outside was the birds. And they would be chirping all day long, in the morning, at night. I fell in love with the birds, and I started climbing trees, and I started just becoming closer to the sound of music. And I think that the music from the sky is actually what came into my soul. It has given me that energy and that power, and it has given me the love to express myself and to express the music.
That's awesome. Did you always want to be, or did you know that you always wanted to be a musician from an early age?
In middle school, I had no idea. I had no clue that music was even a profession. I had no idea people could do this for a living. I just
Yeah,
remember always humming in class. I remember getting in trouble for tapping my fingers on the school desk.
right.
So I would do that. I would get in trouble every single day. But it was just the music. It was like in me. It was always in me, and I had to let it out no matter what. Even if people didn't like it, I had to let it out. And then soon after that, I started to discover music day by day.
So how did you break from school to actually go full time? This is what I want to do. How did you get into playing your music?
So what really got me having the time for music, because no one has time for music when they're young. They're told to go to school, get good grades, blah, 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 get a job. I
Yeah.
wasn't about that. I did not want to do what everyone else is doing. I always thought of myself a little different. I didn't really have any friends growing up. I was always the little weird kid in school. One day in middle school, this one kid unzipped my backpack and all my papers flew out of my backpack. I got so mad and I punched the guy in the face around 2 times. I got suspended for school for 10 days. And in that 10 days, I recorded my first album called Adventure Walks.
Wow. Was that based on your experiences then of being in school and kind of being exposed to these bullies? Is that kind of where it all came from?
Yes, it was based on just what the reality is. People are being controlled every single day. Little kids, adults, they're being controlled. You don't really have any free time in school. You're always being told to do this, to do that. You got to raise your hand to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I wish I didn't punch the kid in the face. Like I wish I said nicely, "Why'd you do that?" But I'm not gonna lie to myself. If I have feelings and emotions, I'm going to express how I feel, and whatever happens, happens. And so from that, something really beautiful happened, and I had 10 days of freedom in my eyes. Every kid that got suspended is like, "Oh my God, I'm free." But when I thought that, I was like, you know what? It's time to get to work. It's actually time to get focused. It's time to work. And so I recorded my first album that has 12 songs. And basically, it was about all these bullies. I got bullied as a little kid. I had no friends. And I wanted to have this message to let people know that they're not alone. I wasn't alone. I was a lonely kid. I had depression. Just like everyone in school, I feel like has a little bit of depression just because they're so, oh my gosh, they're worried about what other people are thinking. They're worried about what a photo to post on Instagram. They're worried about who is going to like it and who's not going to like it. And
Yeah.
I'm done with that stuff.
I completely agree with you as well. Like in school over here, obviously it's different over in the US, but it's the same sort of thing, really. You have to kind of be in with it crowds. I know it's kind of, if you're popular, then you're pretty much, you've made it and you're golden. But if you're not, and me, I did drama in school, so I had the same sort of experiences as you. I was the only boy doing this. But what I find is that schools, they don't really expose you of how to deal with your emotions, what depression is, and how you can actually learn to actually be yourself and who or what the right emotions are, which I think is a bit of a shame, really. But I also read that you're on medium.com as well, that your journey started where I think, did your mum on your 16th birthday give you your first guitar? And then that's kind of what kept you kind of, alive, really, and sane. Kind of that's how you expressed through, was from the gift.
Yes, that's very true.
And do you still have the same guitar to the day?
I literally play that guitar every single day. Like, if I have any shows, which I do have shows, or any radio shows, that is the only acoustic that I still play that guitar to this day. It still has the same strings, and I gotta restring them, but it still has the same exact feeling, and I love it, and I want to stick with it still.
That's amazing. And to be honest, when you said you have to restring it, I was thinking, yeah, you must do, because haven't you played like 500 shows and you've aired in 100 radio stations? You're pretty much playing everywhere, so it must be pretty worn.
I think it's time to get a new pack of strings in general.
Yeah. So in terms of the music as well, you mentioned that there's a lot of pressure about kids being obviously liked with things like Instagram and Facebook, and they're competing with other people. That was actually featured. You got featured on the New York Weekly recently, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How did that happen? How did you get involved with them?
So the true, real story is actually the only thing I did was just myself. I continued to follow my dreams. I continued to follow my path. If someone is going to tell me, you're never going to make it, your music sucks, that only gives me the inspiration to prove them wrong. And that's what I've been doing my whole life. I've been proving everybody wrong. And I feel like the people that are very true to themselves, the people that are very honest, are the ones that are successful. And so, if you think about it, if I was just this liar and this person that, this liar, I wouldn't be on the New York Weekly. But the reason why I'm true to my word, the reason why I create this beautiful music for the people, for themselves, is the reason why I got on that.
Yeah. And
it's a blessing. I can't believe I got on it.
It was actually really refreshing to read something that everybody thinks. I mean, I personally think it. If I post something, I'm always a bit conscious of how I look, but it shouldn't be the case. We should just post who we are, and that's it, and not be judged. How with your emotions then as well, how do you remain positive? What keeps you motivated?
That is a really, really good question, because I know what it's like to feel extremely down. I would think music would help, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes nothing can help, And I would say the thing that I do when I'm feeling so down is just pray. And I know that's very simple and basic, but it actually has helped me with my emotions and my feelings. I would pray, just whoever that is too, whoever you guys think the creator of your life is, whoever you guys think the creator of this universe is, just pray. Whether that's praying to the universe, praying to God, praying to whoever you think is out there listening to you, just pray and keep praying and ask for clarity, ask for truth, ask for love. And when I pray, as soon as I'm done praying, this music melody, this rhythm in my head starts going off, and I'm like, whoa. So then I get out my guitar and I write some music, and there it is. And it just keeps me going. And music is a vehicle to keep me going. It keeps me growing. It keeps me positive and happy.
Are there times then that you're stuck for inspiration, or do you find that praying is your fuel for making music?
Sometimes I Sometimes I forget to pray. When I'm so down, I just don't even care about praying. I wouldn't say it's the main foundation of why I'm so happy and why everything is going the way it is. But let's say if I lose a little bit of inspiration and motivation for music writing, then it will open the doors for music networking and music collaborating, like the radio stations or the podcast. And so if I'm not motivated into the music writing, I will be extremely motivated into the podcast, into the radios, into the shows.
Sure, that's great. I mean, I've always wondered what it's like being a musician when you're constantly on the road and you're having to be pretty much positive all the time as well. And it's really good that you can shift, your emotions if you're not feeling inspired by writing music. That other things can make you and keep you inspired. What is it like on the road when you're going in between gigs?
It is, I would say it's extremely fun. I would have to say for the person that is going to go on tour, they really need to understand themselves. They really need to be at a place where they feel comfortable, where they feel natural, where nothing really is going on like bad in their lives.
Mm,
Because I remember when I did this little Cali tour, I had something affect me the whole entire time, and it literally just destroyed the whole entire tour. And so I recommend if you're gonna go on tour, if you're gonna play shows, just make sure you're feeling good. And make sure you're feeling good before it. Because who wants to go to a show when you're feeling so down? Like no one, because people can feel what you're feeling. And so if you're sad, obviously people are gonna catch that sad wave of feeling. But if you're motivated and all happy and full of excitement, the whole crowd's gonna go crazy.
yeah, I can imagine. I mean, what advice would you give to someone who was like you growing up and they want to pursue music, but obviously they don't know what the ins and outs are of the music industry are like? What advice would you give to somebody that wants to do what you do?
I would say you must be confident. And I know everybody out there in the world is so self conscious. Social media, education, school is making you so self conscious. So, my message is just be confident. If you're going to think anything, anyways, might as well just put that energy into something good. Because if you write a song and you're like to yourself, oh, this song sucks,
Mm,
then people are gonna think it sucks. They're not gonna say it's good because you said it sucks. You're the founder of your music. Why would you say it sucks? So I
yeah.
say just stay confident. Just be confident. Even if you don't think something is right, just still believe that it's right, and just know that there's going to be more opportunities for you. Okay, the doors are always open. All you got to do is just open it. And the only thing that you need to do is just be yourself. The moment you're not yourself, you won't get signed. The moment you're not yourself, you won't get on that article or you won't get up in the world.
Mm. That's really, really interesting as well. And it's really good that, that you're so honest and open about this as well. Do you have or bring your family with you, to keep you grounded when you're out and about and you're on shows?
Um, I would say recently, or in my younger years, I wouldn't want my family to be at the shows just because I don't know. I always felt more nervous singing in front of my family than just to a bunch of random kids. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want my family to see me being a fool on stage because I happen to be a fool on stage. I'll take my shirt off. I'll jump in the crowd.
Yeah. What is it like now? Are they allowed to see your shows?
Yes. I mean, I feel more comfortable now just because I just really wanted something to happen for myself. I didn't want to invite my family to a coffee gig that only 10 people showed up to. I want to wait. I want to wait until I have this festival where there's 15,000 people and then I'll be like, "Hey mom, dad, come to this festival." Then they'll be proud of me.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. And to be honest as well, anybody who's listening, if you haven't checked out Brandon's music, it is awesome. You've got such a good voice. I'm not just saying this. It's something that I would love to have myself, but I just sound terrible singing. I can't do it. So How did you know that you could sing?
That's the thing, John, is what you don't know is that you can sing. I believe everybody out there in the world can sing. It's just how they go about it. You know, if you're singing and your eyes are like, oh, this is horrible, this is terrible, obviously you're going to hit a wrong note. Obviously, people are going to think, oh, man, this guy's terrible. But if you just open your mouth and just sing and actually look like you know how to sing, then people will be like, "Damn, this guy's actually pretty good." I know people that can't even sing that are just confident, which makes them a good singer. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I never took voice lessons ever in my life.
You kidding?
I never took any lessons ever in my entire life. So if I can sing and if I can play guitar, then anybody can sing and play guitar.
Because I thought that you'd have to learn for years to know how to sing. But I just didn't know that you just went for it. That's really cool.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it. And I have a feeling that in my younger years, I probably wasn't good at singing. I was probably horrible at singing. I was probably horrible at playing guitar. But I was confident, and I knew that if I keep doing this, if I keep putting the hours every single day, something beautiful will happen.
Out of interest, how many hours do you think you spend on your music per day? Do you have any moment of rest?
That's a tricky. I don't know the exact hours per day, but I like to write a song a day. If I That's my goal, is to at least write a song a day, and then once I do that, I can just chill out.
I mean, that's a really good. If you don't get your one song per day, does that affect you, or do you think no, I'll do two tomorrow? Is that how it works?
Actually, not at all. Because if I don't do a song a day, I won't do it the next day. But if I do write a song a day, I will actually end up writing around 3 songs in that day.
Wow. Okay, that's something for anybody listening as well. If you are thinking about pursuing your own dreams, or you're starting your own business, or whatever, just do it. Honestly, just put the hours in. It will pay off. You've heard what Brandon's been saying. But Brandon, I want to get on to your single actually, Star Killer. It says that it's to be released very soon. Do you have an update of when we can hear it?
That's a good question. I want to say that Star Killer is going to be expected to drop sometime around middle July.
Mm.
Maybe earlier in July, but I want to say halfway in July is when it will drop.
And for the people, the fans as well, what is the song about?
So basically, it's about it's basically not having other people control you. It's not having other people stopping you from being that star. You know, there's so many people out there that are haters and just want the worst for people, and I like to call them star killers, you know, because they drop
Mm.
you down. And this one's for all the star killers out there, because sometimes you just got to know it. The ones that know it are the ones that get it. And I'm not gonna have any star killers stopping me from being a star.
I mean, I think that's the thing really as well. If you're starting something new, you'll always have people who want to interfere with that and make sure that you don't get where you need to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the song. It sounds really inspiring.
thank you so much. I can't wait to share it all around the world.
It doesn't stop there though. You've also got a new album coming out. It says in the summer. Is it still planned for summer release?
You know, I like to say it's in the summer. Let's just keep it in the summer vibe.
Yeah, summer can be December as well.
Yeah.
So, it's called "Feels Good to Be a Weird Kid." Is the inspiration behind what you just said, growing up and pursuing your dreams? Is that the main inspiration?
Um, it's it's just for the kids, man. It's for the kids that are just growing up in this decade. The ones that are in middle school, the ones that are in high school, the ones that are actually in college but are lost in college, the ones that have no idea what the heck they're doing. After high school, usually and most likely all the time, the parents are always the ones forcing them to go to college, throwing them away. We'll see you in 5 years, Bobby. Like, but for me, it feels good to be a weird kid. I was always the weird kid in school. I never got invited to any parties. I was never in any groups. You know, in high school, how everyone is in a group and everyone's cool. I wasn't that kid. I was actually put into an emotional support class, which actually got me more weird.
Oh, right.
But it didn't stop me, because looking back at those years, those were the best years of my entire life, because I didn't change who I was. And I'm so happy to say that. I didn't change my character. I didn't change anything about myself. I remained myself. I continued to be the person that I am. And
Mm.
I just want to express that to all the kids out there that feel a little less than themselves. The kids out there that don't get invited to parties, the ones that are nerds, the ones that are, geeks. I love nerds. I love geeks. They're my friends. And that's
Mm.
why I connect with them so much, because I'm weird, they're weird. And I just want all the people out there that feel like they're a little weird, it's okay, okay? Feels good to be a weird kid.
I love it. I love the message behind it. It's very, very strong as well. And I think that anybody listening, if anybody's going through any difficult times, then you've seen Brandon's success. Just Google him. You're everywhere at the moment, right? You didn't you even play a radio station in Germany, and it had like 70,000 people tuning in. Was that recently?
That was very recently, yes.
That's incredible as well. And it's just, what was the feedback from that? Did you have like overwhelming feedback from everybody?
Yeah, it was actually extremely amazing. Not just in Germany, but the whole United States. It's like a lot of my fans, a lot of the people that know me are kind of like, they sometimes don't believe me. They sometimes think that I'm not going to go anywhere. And so for me, it's kind of funny, because I have all these things that are happening to me. So it's funny just to post something like I'm on the radio in Germany, like ha 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 everybody, ha ha haters, like I'm in Germany in front of 70,000 people listening, like woo, I feel good.
Wow. From starting off, I read that you were making $100 for 3 hours work to now playing on a German radio station to 70,000 people, touring all the time, releasing smash hit singles, albums. It's such a great journey, and it's really, really good to see.
Thank you so much, John.
No, it's great. Well, Brandon, if you do let us know when the album drops, I'm sure that we'll all be very, very excited. But even more so, at least we can hear Starkiller hopefully very soon in the middle of July.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for that one.
Amazing. Well, no, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you. And is there anything else that you want to, is there a final message that you want to say to the listeners?
Feels good to be a weird kid. Woohoo!
It sure does. Cheers, Brandon.
Thank you so much, John. Peace out and have a beautiful day.
And you, take care.
Later.